Islam, peace, Hotep, Namaste. My name is Sheikha Salset, Mayat Segment, a O for El Bay. And it is once again with great pleasure that I welcome you all into my humble abode for our School of Culture and Refinement series entitled The Seven Units. And once again, I would like to welcome you all into my humble abode. And let's go over our 7 units. Unit number 1 is how to sew. Unit number 2 is how to cook. Unit number 3 is how to clean. Unit number 4 is how to take care of our children. Very important, as they always stress in this day and time. Unit number 5 is how to take care of ourselves, not just ourselves, but our husbands and our wives. So this all goes hand in hand. Unit number 6 is how to act at home. Unit number 7 is how to act abroad. Once again, this channel is not just about the physical aspects of these units. It's about living them mentally and spiritually. Because as I stated over and over again, it can absolutely change your life if you structure this around your home. It teaches you how to actually become self-sustaining, especially in this day and time, is very important. Not just physically, but mentally, and most of all, spiritually. So let's get started. Let's remember that 7 is also 7 to 9 chakras. Some say it's more than that, but we know it's 7 chakras and up. So always the crown's at the top. So these are the things that we're all trying to learn and should be instilling not just in ourselves, but in our children and in our families and for the wider world and our communities, which we know are definitely in a shambles right now. Okay, and I want to go tie it in, talk some more about some things that are going on in our communities, and also some tidbits I'd like to share about all the things or some of the things that we could really benefit from by really trying to save ourselves. And what Prophet Noble Drew Ali was trying to tell us, that we should really try to save ourselves, and saving ourselves we can be a benefit not just to ourselves but to others. And some want to call it spiritual sovereignty, or this is really the time that we're coming in, because now soon everyone's going to have to learn to live and go and live sovereign, not just a physical way, but mentally and spiritually. So it's a lot of people, some people are actually learning this now. And actually as the shift occurs, it's going to get more and more profound. So these are for people that really want to learn how to survive. Okay, and also this is also based off of the spirit of the woman, because now we can see that there is so much focus, I want to say, that's being put upon us as spiritual women. And if you're not learning how to be spiritual, just go into your own spiritual self and cleanse yourself, and not just physically, but also mentally and spiritually. Just think on the things how you might want to change your life, some things you may want to do, especially through exemplifying these 7 units. Unit number 1, how to cook. You can learn cooking something, not for just for yourself, because when you cook, you're actually saying who you are as a person, as a woman. As you cook in your kitchen, in your abode. And also this can be for the men too as well. Men can learn cooking and learn things too as well there. If they're single, this can actually benefit yourself as well. But this is mainly geared toward the women. But sure, we're all equally balanced as far as what we're trying to do in order to save ourselves. And men that have daughters, all of these things can help benefit, because it takes all of us to build a nation. Spiritual nation. It's not about race, and that's a part of it, but we should not allow ourselves to be centered upon race all the time. There are a lot of events that are going on that are talking about that, but we have to be careful that we don't get caught up in that, because some of these shows that they're showing and these events, we got to question them now, because we got to ask, why now? Why is these things being shown on the TV? Why are these things allowed to be broadcast now? And we know that there's a higher power, physical power, of those that want to stay in power in this day and time, and they don't want to see the people rise. People rise up in their spirituality, and that's what time it is. And we see a lot of people that are homeless. We see a lot of children also as well that with their parents homeless. So now we have to really come into our own self-sustaining, because now the government is really being broken down, the institutions from where people go, and which they're saying, oh, I need to go here to this place, to that place, this place, in order to get some relief. And there's nothing wrong with that. But we have to go more and more into our spiritual selves in order to survive, in our mental capacity, our physical. Because if we don't think right in a spiritual manner or elevate ourselves in that way, then that's going to keep us, our chakras, lowered and at a lower level. And that will not benefit us at all. So these are the things that we must get into. And so now we have those in higher power. Not saying everybody's involved in it, but the higher ones at the top, the very, very top. The elite, some call them, but I myself don't let them govern my life. You know, I'm not a part of that. I never grew up in those type of circumstances. I was always taught that what I need to do and what I know to be true, if I'm studying something, I have to go and seek that for myself. So that's what I've done my whole life, and I've taught my children that as well. But I think it's good to see other people now waking up into that, to knowing the knowledge of themselves. Because we've been taught by so many people now. We've been taught by my great teachers, it's my parents, of course, my ancestors, and who we always adhere to with the spiritual voice, always whispering to us, telling us where to go, where to stay from. We've had Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We still have Mr. Farrakhan amongst the myths as the last standing elder that is basically publicly still teaching to everyone. We have a lot of younger men and women that are standing up and teaching this knowledge, and a lot of people are gaining insight, and we want to give hats off to those people as well. So these are the things we have to learn, because when we look at the way that the world is going, we know there's something wrong, and we know that the world is changing, and we know that there's always been someone outside of ourselves that wants to control us. But wherever we are, we have to think in our mind about true freedom. We just can't keep ourselves centered upon race, what somebody is doing to us. Because in most circumstances, we have gone to these people and asked them for help. And they give the help, but then sometimes it's a cost to be paid for that. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have to be very, very, very careful on who you look to for your needs that you may be going through. Now, with the education system that's being broken up, and I talked about that a little bit last month, which ties in to take care of your children. And even for parents, you're going to have to learn to seek a upper knowledge about who you are as well. That means researching your bloodline, finding out who you truly are. Don't believe the hype about so-called African Americans or so-called black people cannot research their bloodlines. That is complete falsehood, because those original names that you were born with go back to Hebrew Aramaic, and you have to translate those names over into Hebrew Aramaic and to find out where you truly were and where your ancestors came from. Also, your elders could help you, your standing elders that are able to tell you as much as they can. Take advantage of them, because they can give you insight on which tribes you came from, if you were actually here in in America. But we know our motherland was Al-Kabilan, or some call it Africa. But we know the earth was one landmass at one time, as Noble Drew Ali taught. It was one landmass. And some of it referred to as Panegyri. That's what some of the scholars are calling it. But basically, they don't go too far in with it in the educational system. They don't want to really tell you who you really are. And this is not knocking anyone that has degrees. We have degrees in my family. A lot of the people do, but you still have to try to get that knowledge, because the spiritual knowledge now is very, very important now, because we're going through a great, great shift, and it's still going to continue on. And I think that what President Trump exemplifies is showing us that we do need to try to do more for ourselves, and with the other people that I named, and many other, some others that have tried to teach these things and show us the way as well. But that's what his institution or his presidency stands for to me. No one's perfect, but the things that are being done is for the benefit for people to know that they can become self-sustaining. Whatever happens, this is what we have to go back to, those ways, and that's why what the messenger taught through Master Farrar Muhammad, these 7 units are very, very important in this day and time. How to sew, how to cook, how to become a vegetarian, eat better meals for yourself and for your children. Learn and just try to give it a try. You'll see it will work wonders. Try to wean yourself off of medicines that you don't need. Try to really get into being who you want to be and who you feel in your heart you are meant to be. Because no one can save self but self, as Nabajar Ali taught us so eloquently. And we just can't get caught up on what the media is saying when they talk about this racism on these TVs in our cities. And we just have to question, are these stories real, or are they coming out with these stories to try to keep us all divided? You know what I'm saying? We have to really look at that right now, because it's very, very serious, especially for the youth. They want our youth to stay stuck. As to being just in a third dimension. That's what they want. So they won't rise. But thanks to a few good teachers out there, the youth are starting to rise, many more and more of them. And if the elders, like I've always stated before, they don't want to join the paradigm, then that's fine. That's what they choose. But you can't no longer control the children, because now they are actually waking up to what's going on. So, which is a good thing. We see the youth rising, and teachers like myself, I get so much inspiration from just seeing them rise and just to, go into their full potential, who they truly, truly are. And that's what we're going into, because soon, I believe, at the end of the President Trump's reign, he'll get another term, which will be good, and 4 to 6 years. 7 years maybe, and then that's it. And once that's over, people are going to have to really, no matter what happens, you're going to have to really get into being sovereign again, because that's where it's going to be. That's where we came from, and that's where it's going to end. We got to go on and take it from there, because that's what really is the aspect of what we're going through right now. So getting how to sew, how to cook, how to clean, that entails like getting the right proper products to clean with. A lot of times you can use, you'll be amazed at what you can really, really use around the house, as far as plants and fruits and vegetables, to actually clean your house. And you won't have to use those chemicals in the store. And yeah, they make products that are not to be, that don't have a lot of chemicals in them. You can buy those things, but there are a lot of things around the home that you could use to help with your anything, that your hygiene, doing your hair. You could take a little bit of garlic, mix it in with a little bit of lemon pepper, and just tiny drop of water, and rub that into your scalp, and that'll get your hair to growing really, really good. Olive oil is good as well, as an example of some things we can do to, keep ourselves healthy as far as our hair and our hygiene is concerned. You can take baths in olive oil. It's just an array of things you can do. God has given us everything. The Most High has given us everything we need to survive if there is a calamity. But we got to make sure that our minds are in the right place. That's the main thing. Because what the media wants to do, like I said once again, is to try to just keep us caught up on what's going on with racism. So these are the things. We have to really get out of that mind concept. And a lot of youth I've been seeing that have been talking to me, and some of them that I teach, they've been writing me and everything and telling me and showing me in the community that they're not really on that anymore. They're really trying to really deal with themselves, and I think that's a wonderful, beautiful thing. And I want to keep on being a support in that way as an elder. But in my mind, I've always had a young mind. That's the way I've been, and I don't see no waste time of shedding and stopping that. Time to keep on moving. The divine movement is on, and we're just happy to be a part of it. And we want to thank those who are really, really learning how to really keep themselves on top. And by that I mean keep on learning how to cleanse yourself spiritually, mentally, and physically. Don't get caught up in the hype of what the media's doing. Racism thing, out here protesting and everything, because a lot of those stories are made up stories. And the women, it's very important for you now to elevate yourself up into what the Most High wants you to be. And men as well. We got to clean up, atone, come back together in the physical realm as spiritual man, woman, children, sun, moon, stars, because that's what it's about. And all people coming together that want this. This is a true unity. This is a unity that they're trying to stop. But it's on the rise, and they'll keep on trying. That's what they want because they feel they have power to keep on mocking the Most High. But, it's just ordained now. It's going to happen either way, that's what we're going through now. So, whatever we do, we got to keep on cleansing ourselves spiritually, mentally, and physically. Can't say it enough. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot that we all need to do as we try to come together under spiritual unity. In the name of the Most High, I want to thank you once again for allowing me into your homes, and I want to come again with more information very, very soon. So may you have a wonderful, peaceful, and blessed day and days to come. And I'll be back on again soon to chat with you more and to give you some more pointers on how to actually save yourself. So once again, I want to end as I greeted you with the first greeting that I gave you before of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Islam, peace, Hotep, Namaste, peace and love. And always, I will keep this school going, the school of culture and refinement. In the name of the Most High, may you all be safe out here. And always look to your spiritual self, spiritual discernment of your ancestors. That spiritual voice that will guide you through what's going on as you seek your knowledge in this day and time. So we want to send to you the words of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice again. Have a wonderful day, and we'll be seeing you again soon. Thank you once again. Peace and love. Namaste.